Senator Schiff, you may also want to note that Garbage's best song was "I'm Only Happy When It Rains." Mr. Huppe, can you talk a little bit about some of the royalties that the broadcast industry already pays?
Sure. The broadcast industry does already, as Mr. Hinton has referenced, they do pay songwriters across all platforms, as they should. Songwriters are a very important part of the system. And they also do pay royalties to sound recording artists when the very same content we're talking about here, when that is simulcast online or streamed over the internet, they also do pay there. But as I mentioned, they do not pay when, this biggest part of their business, $14 billion over-the-air transmissions, they do not pay recording artists for that.
If we were to pass this bill, it's my understanding now that certain jurisdictions withhold compensation for U.S. domiciled artists when we don't their own. So do we have any earthly idea how much money would potentially flow to the artist and into the U.S. economy if this bill were to pass?
I think one estimate we like to reference, the first Trump administration put out a letter that estimated the loss of that money at around $200 million. Certainly hundreds of millions is a safe number to go with, but 200 million, I think, was mentioned by the first Trump administration in their letter of support.
Mr. Hinton, one thing that may be helpful, just so that we get a better idea of economic impact, I think about other things broadcast radio does, like the Emergency Broadcast Network, those sorts of things. They do play a different role than, say, a YouTube Music or other streaming platform. But I think it would be helpful for us to get a better understanding of the real economic impact. We've heard about the exemptions or exclusions for college and small market radio stations, that maybe you take a market basket of any analogs that makes sense in foreign countries, whatever their reimbursement model is, and even if you don't know what rate could be set by the board, you can at least know what the norms are out there so that we get some sort of idea for economic impact. I'm going to have my staff work on it, but NAB may be in a better position to do that and potentially submit something for the record. Seeing no other members here, we're going to bring the hearing to a close. This is an area, again, most of you who know me know that I try and strike a Goldilocks balance on policy. But I think that this is an area we've heard testimony where we're probably going to see some action. I think there's a growing sense in Congress that they're going to move forward. And so let's talk about the disparate impacts that we should take into account, potential unintended consequences. That's an assignment for NAB, and I would like to see anything submitted to the record or subsequent meetings with you all. We're going to hold the record open for a week. So if you'd like to submit any other testimony, any other data, we'll allow you to do it. I think, did we set a specific deadline? A week from today? Yeah, 1 week from today, close of business. If you'd like to submit any other record, any brief comments before we...
Mr. Chairman, if I may, you said you encourage debate-style format. I just wanted to respond to one thing about radio not being able to pay. Radio, Mr. Pittman, the head of iHeart, recently talked about radio's renaissance. And when you look at some of the margins in radio stations, I had the opportunity to see some numbers from last year, and some of the biggest radio conglomerates have margins in the 18 to 24% range. Radio pays for the rent, they pay for the electricity, they pay for their station managers, they pay for the executives, as they should. I'm just at a loss. And by the way, talk radio also manages to afford to pay their talent. And they manage to work that into their business model as well. Mm-hmm. So I think the concept that radio can't work this into their business model is really not really a supportable statement. Artists deserve to get paid just like everybody else at radio.
Mr. Hinton, I'll give you equal time. That'd be 30 seconds.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the committee and you, Chairman Tillis, for allowing me to testify today. It's been an honor to testify, especially on the same table here with such an iconic music hero of mine for many, many years, Gene Simmons. Radio is facing a lot of different issues. I've talked about the economic pressures and the economic realities that we're facing with streaming and losing revenues. And a lot's been talked about today with regard to where we are with these declining revenues. I would point out that the recording industry grew 3% last year to a record high $17.67 billion. So I think radio's had a big part in promoting artists. We want to continue to have a great relationship with the music industry, but we want everyone to understand that a new performance fee on radio stations is going to, again, it's going to be an additional fee while our revenues are declining, but these fees are exploding exponentially on us.
Okay, my time has expired. Mr. Simmons, thank you for being here. Congratulations on your recognition.
Thank you. And
this
in
week.
the
And thank you for having an impact on so many people.
Thank you. And in the following week, if you need me to fly back here and state our case again, I'd be more than happy to. Thank you.
Thank you. The hearing's adjourned.